Okay, hello? Um, yeah, I'm just gonna do this freestyle, but I kinda have some sorted thoughts. Cause today, huh, it's, cause today, sorry, I'm just fixing the audio as well. Have some background music going on, just to set the tone. As I'm too lazy to edit, by the way. So, yeah. um, so I'm just making this because today was the Big House 10. It just concluded, and the results are in. For Melee, we had some great sets, we had some great matches, but ultimately, we got our first ever Yoshi win with Amsa beating Mango. And I'm a Mango fan. I'm a Mango fan. I was even mad because it's Amsa, the Red Yoshi. The Red Yoshi Amsa. I had the honor and privilege to watch him play in Toronto many times at many EGLXs, well, at one EGLX, and two Gommels, and he just won the first ever big super major of that character's caliber. He's the only one pushing Yoshi. It's kind of similar to Axe how he won Summit, but that was a invitational bracket, but still pretty big, pretty notable. Big, big, big for Axe. But today was an open bracket for a Yoshi one, and Amsa's been playing for such a long time. And now, also, kind of big news. He moved from Japan to Canada. So this makes it the first big Canadian win that wasn't at EVO 2016. Kind of, basically. I don't recall any other Canadian Smash players doing it that big up till recent. And then, even before we get to the final result, we had Sunsei, a West Coast Canadian, beat Leffen and S2J and made top 8 at the Big House. Winner's side. That's not easy. That's incredible how he even did that. And I kind of knew Sunsei for a while, since maybe 2019, but the way he's been grinding, the way he's been playing, and his results, incredible, awesome, great to see Sunsei really popping off. And we had none for a while, but he didn't really perform today. But that's not really the point. And then we had Moki coming ninth, beating Leffen, bringing Hungry Box to game 5. He beat his demon in a Peach main that went pretty far. And that's insane to think about. He was so close to bringing H-Box down, and he beat Leffen again. Last time he did that in Shine 2019. And then probably the really, really big one, the one I probably have a bit more of an emotional attachment to, would be Liquid Riddles winning the Big House with Kazuya. It was crazy. And the reason I bring these people up, the reason I want to talk about these 3 people, I want to talk about Moki, I want to talk about Amsa, and I want to talk about Riddles. The main reason I bring these guys up is because for as long as I've been watching and playing Smash, I've always known them. I've always followed them. Amsa, I mean, come on, it's Amsa. He's like the only Yoshi. Moki was kind of different because I watched him back in like 2015, 2016 when he was still a nobody. He was still ranked in Ontario, but he would always make top 8s at the regionals that we used to have. There used to be a couple of regionals at York University called the Come Up, and then It'd usually be either None or Ryan Ford that wins it. Moki always make the he would make the top 8. And then Riddles, I haven't played I wouldn't Smash 4. I played like a modded version of Smash 4 with him at a tournament. But seeing all these guys show up today, after seeing them in person and in behind the screen, watching them perform and pull all their hard work into what they have done today is so incredible. It was just incredible to see. Okay, I'm gonna try and organize it. First, let's start with Moki. I want to start with Moki first because I love watching this guy. So, I watched Moki from like 2015, 2016. He was like, It was He got results. He got his results. He wasn't that big of a name, but he still was pretty notable in Ontario. Come 2018, he started popping off a bit, and the one event where he really popped off was in our hometown of Ramble 2018, where he defeats Ice and gets 9th, losing to just Mewtwo King and Zane, and they are still very good, especially Zane. And Ice was like, what, he was ranked at the time, he was still kind of popping off. Like, Ice was still like, he had some results, but, you know, as time goes on, better players are going to come around, and Moki was one of them. So Moki had his results, he popped off at Gommel, and then he went to EVO, but kind of underperformed in EVO 2018. And then later on, he popped off at Canada Cup 2018, where he got 4th, where he beat Hacks. And I don't remember who else, but he put in the work. He did put in the work. I think he beat Fiction as well. Or maybe that was Hacks that beat Fiction. I don't know. And then I saw Moki, also he was in Genesis 6. You know, at the time, his reasonable result would be like 33rd. And that was like, hey, he did it. But then later on, in 2019, he was actually going to retire. Gommel 2019 was supposed to be his last tournament, if I recall correctly. And it's because of some personal things. And he didn't expect to do that good, because he expected Gommel 2019 to be it. But then, he made the run of a lifetime, beating KJH, bringing HBox to Game 5 for the first time, and then beating Plup for a top 8 spot in front of the home country, and that was crazy. He did like the most sickest jump off, wall jump, shine. We went fucking crazy. I remember I watched that on camera, like, what the fuck? Oh my god, it was crazy. And then he got 7th, losing to Wizrope, and like, hey, if that's how we ended, that would have been perfect. I don't think anyone would have been mad. Like, I really don't think anyone would have been mad if that were his end right there. But then he continued. He got invited to the Mango in like springtime of 2019, and then he got invited to Summit. And from there on out, he didn't even retire. And now he's like, he put in so much more work from that time then. 2 years, 3 years later, and he's like a top 15 threat. I think he might be just outside, like maybe top 12. I think Moki might be top 12 now. That's what I think. But yeah, it's incredible how he went from rising up to almost having an early retirement to becoming one of the best boxes in the world and the best box in Canada. And it's crazy to think that he was just, he's only a year older than me. Like, God, this guy's incredible. He is so cool. Moki has such a awesome box play style, and I can't even I can't even probably describe it. It's just so good. It's just, I love watching him play. I'm super glad he even went to Summit, because that Summit, I think he did alright. I think he got like last, but like, given he could have getting into Summit at all is just good. Getting a 13th place at Summit is like, you're already top dog. You're already good. You already made it. And that's just, like, just having that alone just showed how far he's come and how much people want to see him. And anyone that goes to Summit has the Summit power up. And he absolutely had it. And he went on later in 2019 to, like, what? He got a couple top 8s at, I think, DreamHack Montreal. He got 13th at Big House 9. I think he got 17th at Genesis 7 later in early 2020. And that's just awesome. Like, he really, really put in so much work. Literally going from almost retiring to here, to all the way now, where he got 9th at the biggest melee, probably the most stacked. That's what they have said. The commentators like Choke have said that the Big House 10 is like the biggest tournament they've had so far in a long time. And just getting such a good result like that is just so cool to see. Which leads me to the next melee guy, being the cool boy himself, Amsa the Red Yoshi. Now personally, I'm not a big Amsa fan, but he's cool. I respect him. I've always respected him. It's very hard to push a character that is deemed mid-tier, and people doubt all the time, and I have doubted him, but he always seems to surprise the masses every time. He did it in 2014 in Kings of Cali 4. He did it when he first arrived in America at EVO 2013. And then, just for the longest time, he wouldn't even make top 8, but when he did, maybe in like 2019, I'd say that's when he started getting more top 8s, 2018, 2019. That's when he like started becoming like a consistent top 10 player in the world. And for a long time, a lot of people didn't think Amsa would act. I don't think a lot of people think he would ever have that tournament, the one that solidifies your presence, your legacy as a player. Because every top player has their tournament that they popped off in. Let's say Cody, he had a summit where he popped off at first, but he got like 4th. And then he had the summits where he won. The first summit where he won, that's like, Riptide is when Cody like solidified his name. When he won the first Riptide in 2021, that's when he kind of solidified, like, I am a top player. When Zayn won Shine, that's when he solidified, I am a top player. And, Armada, Mango, they got the Genesises, that's when they solidified, like, they are the best. And for Amsa, it just didn't happen until this year is when he started creeping up on the doorsteps of him being that guy. I'd say it started around like Pound. That's when like people started wondering like, hey, do you think Amsa's gonna win a tournament? And people were like, maybe, who knows, maybe. And then we give it a couple months. He kind of had some slumps, but Double Down is where people started questioning whether or not he will win a tournament, because he got 2nd. Amsa was very close to winning Double Down against IBW, which he didn't, unfortunately. But that's when I think people started wondering, is he gonna win a tournament? And he eventually does. He eventually wins his first kind of big tournament in Fate 2 in the summer. And that was big, obviously, but it didn't have like big names, you know. When you're a top player like that, when you're in Amsa shoes, you want blood on your hands. You want Mango. You want H-Box under your title. You want Zane. You want to claim that you beat them to win a tournament. And then today, I honestly didn't expect him to win. I thought Mango was playing so good. I thought he was so good today. And he was. Mango was playing awesome. But then Amsa just like diff. Player diff. And that's not even that it's not even a bad thing. I just proved like I just proved that Amsa's really good. And like after such a long time of not even like he's definitely won like regionals, like smaller tournaments, but he hasn't ever like made that mark yet up until today. And just seeing that is it's just so awesome. It's so cool to see after years and years, kind of like Axe. Like, you just do it, and you win the big title. You win the big title. You're so happy. Amsa was so happy. I'm happy for him. Kinda sad Mango lost, though. But, like, gotta share. You gotta share sometimes, you know? That's what I think. You gotta share your title sometimes. And it was just, like, watching Amsa always go from having some heartbreakers to just getting 9th or 13th, or maybe like 5th or 7th for such a long time, to go into the top 4, into the top 2 spots of brackets, into winning the big house, the big one. That's insane, and that is like, it's just so inspiring to see. It just really is. And it just makes me appreciate Amsa so much more. Like, people need an Amsa. People need to see that you can do it with whatever circumstances you're under, just because it just puts so much more faith, and it just helps people like believe in themselves more. It's just something that people need. That having Amsa win Big House is something people need, like, very much, especially when there's so much doubters. I'm one of them. Honestly, I never thought he would win up until today. I really didn't think he would have won today. I'm like, hey, you know what? Probably Mango wins because he was just looking so good. But Amsa proved me absolutely wrong, and I'm happy he proved me wrong. I've never been more glad to be proved wrong in anything today. And like he made a pick for Japan. Like, I don't think Japan has won a Melee tournament of this size, like, ever. And then kinda for Canada. You kinda did for Canada. But for the Melee side, or for the Ultimate side, Riddles. We're getting to Riddles now. Do you like the transitions? I hope you like the transitions. Hold on. For Riddles, it was just so awesome to see that he did it. Riddles won a super major. And for Riddles, I kinda have some, yeah, I've been watching Riddles more. Well, I've paid more attention to Riddles, I'd say. Because, well, like, growing up in the Smash 4 community, I was very interested in the local scene. I didn't really know it that well pretty early on. So, whenever I could, I'd always, like, look up, or ask my friends, like, hey, who are some good players from the city, you know? Because I know, I don't even think I should say it. I don't even think I should say his name, but, little Mario, there's a little Mario over in Quebec that was kind of good. He was kind of good. And then in Ontario, we had We have Black Twins. We had Vishal, or V115. He was a Zero Suit Smash 4 main. Who else? We got Mistake, Tamim, DeBeo. If you don't know who Mistake is, I mean, like, come on. Are you serious, my brother? Are you serious? Mistake was so cool to watch. And who else? Who else could I say? JW, kinda, at the time. But then, Riddles, he's in 03. He's like 2 years younger than me. I kinda took an interest in him, because, like, oh wow, this guy's really sick. And the first time I saw him play, it was with his Meta Knight, hence the Riddles MK. If I assume that should be it. I mean, why wouldn't it be? I seen his Meta Knight. It was alright. It was his early career. He got fucked. Or I think he won. I don't remember. It's been a while. And then later on, in 2018, I see him pop up again in a pools match for Ramble 2018, where he has to fight, I think, Big D. I don't remember. It could be Big D. I don't remember if it was anyone else. Or maybe... I really don't remember. It was a pools match, though. And, this guy was a Mega Man and a Ryu main. I'm like, oh, hey, that's cool. Let's watch this guy. Because I really was interested in some of the local players. So I would watch him. I would watch him play as Mega Man and Ryu, because I was intrigued by them, honestly, just for how different they were. So I watched it. And he would get fucked, but I'd be like, hey, that was pretty cool. That was a pretty cool guy. And then a couple months later, I go to NXNE, North by Northeast, which is it was like a regional. I think some of them are free, or maybe you have to pay $5 at the registration desk, and it wasn't that bad. It usually be in the downtown area. I recall the first one I saw was in 2017. I didn't go because I was too young, and I just didn't know about it. I was too young in the scene. I didn't know. And I saw Black Twins, and I saw Mistake, and Mistake won that one. So I go to the one next year in 2018, one of the last ones for Smash 4. And there's some players. I saw Black Twins there, but he had to go immediately to he had to go to St. Clair University, somewhere west, pretty far, for like some tournament. I had some pretty big players there as well. But NXNE, the big names we had there were JW, Supergirl Kells, her brother Jay, at the time, Death Horse from Ottawa, SDX, or Lathe. He was a Mewtwo that was like, in the later end of Smash 4, was like a threat. Vishal, or V15, I don't even know him like that. And Riddles was there. And when I was there, I was there before. I was at the venue before Riddles. I was playing with my friend Krez. Shout out to you, Keith. And we were just playing, and then we hear this kid, some squeaky high-pitched kid, come up to us. He's like, "Hey, do you know where the registration desk is?" And we point like, "Yeah, it's right over there." And I kind of knew who he was already, and I think my friend Keith also knew as well. So we're just like, "Yeah, it's over there." Talk to them, and then me and my friend look at each other, are like, this guy's gonna win. He's gonna make some moves this weekend. I'm like, yep. It's just something about Riddles that just spewed an aura of, I don't know, it was just something he had an aura that you just could know that he was gonna be something. It was gonna be something special. And then later that tournament, I think on the Sunday, I was there on the Sunday. I was top 8. And then I wasn't really paying attention. I was just playing, doing some friendlies, just walking around. It was a pretty small venue. And then on the stream matches, it was V15 versus Riddles, and this is for like 4th. It was for 4th. Yeah, it was 4th. And then I hear this kid pop off, like he jumps out of his fucking chair, like yeah, yeah, because V115 he's been very good for a long time since Brawl, and then having Riddles like pop off like that, I was like, whoa, that must have been something. And I think he did it with a Ryu also, so that just made it all the more special for him. So yeah, I don't really hear from Riddles all that much from then on out. He kind of goes silent up until Ramble 2019, and this is kind of when the hidden bosses of Smash 4 from any region, but especially for this scenario in Toronto, this is when our hidden bosses start showing up. We got people like JW popping up. We also had Mistake kind of fall off, which kind of sucked, but Bayonetta just fell off. So, period. You got JW on the come up. You got like DK Bill, I believe, and then obviously Riddles. And Gamble 2019 was big for him because that's when he like popped off. He was a Richter main primarily at the time, so he was deemed the best Richter in the world. You would see those highlights, the best Richter, godlike Richter plays. And he beat really good players at the time. He beat Mr. E, he beat a Mario, well-known New York Mario. And then I think he almost brought someone. I think ESAM. I think he put ESAM in losers. I don't remember. It's been so long, but he upset a lot of people and got like 13. And I think that was kind of like the first step in him like leveling up as a player. Then I'd say we skip a couple months to Super Smash Con 2019. And this is when he started bringing up the Ken more. A rare, like Ken Richter. And then if you know your history of early Smash Ultimate, he brought Leo to Game 5, and Leo was Leo. He was Leo. So you're like, what the fuck? And then he beat Best Ness, or Send Best Ness at the time. He also beat, I forgot his name. I don't remember. He beat some other kid too. But he was I think Pandarian at the time. They are now Moxie, I believe. They would go by Moxie now. So yeah, Riddles beat Moxie or Pandaren at the time, but Moxie at that tournament. And then the big one was the Buzz. It was off stream. Like how? It's the Buzz. How are you not gonna put the Buzz on stream or even record it? Someone had to actually record on their phone. I don't remember who did it, but someone did it. I was like, it's the Buzz. It's the Buzz. You gotta. Whatever. I'm getting sidetracked. But yeah, he beat him with Ken. He beat his Rosa with Ken, and if you know about the video, Real's like, he does his real slap off, obviously. And then like he got like 13th there also. That was really, really crazy. Because like no Shotos or Richters rather didn't put in results like that. And then another couple months we go into, well actually he came to one of my tournaments. I used to run some tournaments in the city undernet, and he came to one of them and he won. So I mean, I spoke to him, guys. I spoke to him on 2 instances. And then Sam's he also had an instance where he fought him in bracket, but it was a Richter versus a Nest. Sam's was a Nest main. So, and given that Riddles is already amazing, so that was already kind of hard. But fast forward, we go, into EGLX Rising Star 2019. It was just a regional. It had like ESAM, Black Twins, Mistake, and then some other local Canadian talent showed up. We got a Toon Link pop off, Landon the Luigi main. He was in the Luigi cosplay. If you look it up, you'll see he went off. That guy went crazy. I think I also think Xander. He's a wolf main from Buffalo, New York. He's a really good wolf. And then Riddles was there, and he got third at that event. I don't know exactly who he beat because it's kind of hard to find the VODs, but he did come third, losing to Black Twins and ESAM, or maybe double by Black Twins. I don't remember. It's been a while. But after that result, he got PGR'd in the latter half of like the 50 to 40 range. I think 47, because he was such a new entrant into the PGRU, and he had very limited results. So all you would really have would be Gommel, maybe a DreamHack was in there in the mix, SmashCon, and then Rising Stars. So he was already 47th in the world. And yeah, he was just there. He was 47th, I believe. I could be wrong. I believe that is 47th. I'm gonna die on that fact that he was ranked 47 in PGR V2. And then come 2020, Frostbite, he gets sponsored by our big local team, EMG, Even Matchup Gaming. Hold on, I don't see the time. 30 minutes. He gets picked up by EMG, and it's pretty big. You know, seeing this kid who, like, whoa, he's already ranked, he's getting picked up by EMG, he's like going off, and then Terry came out, he became a Terry. He was Terry in EGLX. That was one of the big things about him. He was the FGC character guy. So he would be known for that. And then his Terry was like super sick. Like no one played Terry like him at the level he did. So everyone had all eyes on him as the Terry. And the first instance in 2020 that I remember watching him was at Frostbite, and he did kind of he had a decent placing. He lost to Prodigy. Yeah, he lost to Prodigy. Oh, sorry, I forgot. Congo Saga. He was also at Congo Saga in late 2019. And he got a pretty decent placing there. I don't think he really did anything there. But he was, I think, Ken or Terry, not Richter. I think that's when he stopped. I think that's when he stopped the Richter, and I think he had a Joker as well. What's going on to Frostbite? He did okay. He made to maybe top 96 probably, and then the pandemic hit. So we're like, shit, what are we gonna do? And then Wi-Fi was a thing, and Reels was already a Wi-Fi warrior, I believe. So grinding ultimate tournaments on Wi-Fi was like nothing new to him. So then, basically, the whole pandemic, that's when he grew. That's when he grew his stream. That's when he started like popping off. When he started taking names over Wi-Fi. And Wi-Fi was already at a pretty inconsistent time, but he'll take it. He'll take the results. So he was already like a force to be reckoned with. And then we hear that Kazuya comes out. And I'm like, shit, this is scary. And I didn't really follow Ultimate at that point. So all I remember is that he picked up Kazuya, and he had a couple tournaments. But mainly the big one I remember him coming back in was Summit, Ultimate Summit 3, where Tweak won. And Riddles, he's like Kazuya, he was like mixing between Kazuya and Terry. And he what's it? He got like 13th again. For anyone that makes it to any Smash Summit, that's like mad props. What's that? That's already mad props to anyone that does it. He got like 13th, but he lost to Void, a nail biter game 5 with Void. And Void's still sick in my opinion. I miss Void. And I think he lost to Leo. I don't remember, but he used Kazuya, and that was like one of the big like Kazuya results for a while. And then come 20, I don't remember what else he went to, but I only know he went to Smash Summit 3. But then come 2022, I think the next big thing was Genesis 8, and he was still under EMG. And that's like in April, so that was like that was such a long time ago at this point. But he did pretty good. I think he got 13th. He got 13th, yeah, and he lost to like Chag. Yeah, all I remember is that he lost to Chag, but nonetheless, it is still a good result. And he also had kind of a hard time as well between choosing. Like this is kind of like a decline in results. Like he had picked up Roy, and I think he dropped Terry for it. And he was just kind of like in a slump, but then he popped back up. He popped off again in a collision this year, and then he started going to work for him. He started winning again because he put more faith in his Terry, I think. Terry and Kazuya. I don't even know what Riddles went most of the time. I think Kazuya, but yeah, he's still working on those two. And then later he went to Momocon, got dropped by EMG, and picked up by Team Liquid, the legendary Team Liquid. And from there on out, he started grinding his stream more and started getting more incredible results. And then, as I said, with every top player, they have their tournament. And for Riddles, it would have to be CEO of 2022. He got second, but lost in a similar fashion the way Onsa did, and got second. And that kind of sucked. That stunk for him. But, he kept playing. And then come 2022, this is in his region. He's asserted his name. He asserted who he is. People know him because he is the Terry Kazuya does crazy shit kind of guy. But then he kind of has a shortcoming and gets third, which is kind of disappointing. Losing to Onin. The Steve. I don't really follow the Steves. All I know is that people hate Steve. From then on out, Riddles just had like the summer, and he had some good results too. He still had pretty decent results. He got like top 8 pretty consistently. I don't remember what he got at SmashCon, but I'm sure it's good. Or I don't even know who he went. I don't know. But then today, pops off. He beats Tweak to make it into top 8. He beats Light, and Light's already really good these days. And then we got Owen in his rematch from Gommel, and he beats him into winner's side. And I saw the VODs. He was like, yes, yeah. He did his little Riddles pop up because it's Riddles, duh. And then he wins the tournament against Light. And from there on out, like, it was crazy to see that he did it. Like, I personally never doubted Riddles. I knew he was a good player. He was very good. But then to see him do it, like, I come back and I see him win, I'm like, Jesus, he's come a long way. I'm looking at all the tweets and all the, like, I'm posting on my story, like, guys, it's a big day for Canada. We got 3 big Canadian players today. I don't really follow Sensei, so I can't even. Yeah, but we got, 4. Sensei was amazing. But yeah, we got Riddles winning his first big tournament, and he should have won for such a long time. And he did it. And then it just made me realize, like, I watched all 3 of these players that I just talked about for such a long time. And then for them to have, like, the best results so far is, like, it's just so awesome and inspiring to see that from they worked so hard, and today was like the day. And I think, and especially all three of these guys repping Canada now, it was like, damn, Canada really popped off today. And we haven't really had that for a long time. And I never even really thought that Canada would like make such big waves again, like we did. Or like we kind of did, but like to this extent, like this has never happened before. This has never ever happened before. And I was able to witness it today. I was able to see three Canadian Melee players make it so far, and then one of them winning a newly is I don't even know if Amsa is a Canadian citizen, but newly Canadian fella, fellow. Well, we'll take him. We'll take him. Japan can also share the victory today. I don't mind. But he's with us now, so we'll take it. And then like we never really had this, like it's just insane. Like again, I sound like a broken record, but it's just so surreal. Like for the Melee side, I never thought we'd have such a great presence in a major like this, a super major, and then even win. Because I think the best we've got was like none in person at some events, and then maybe Moki from the Ludwig event that was online. I'm like, that's just online. I count the real deal personally. And just seeing all of them like pop off today, and then make their mark with Canada to win in Melee was like awesome. And then having Riddles win, seeing this guy go from and Smash Forks just being like a punching bag or like a small threat Meta Knight, to Mega Man, to his Ryu, to a Richter, and then making waves from there on out, and then so many other characters. He's such a talented player, by the way. He plays so much characters. Do not underestimate him, ever. And he had all these characters, but then kind of had a slump because he couldn't believe in some of them. To making it work and then winning today was just, it's so cool. It's so cool. And then I just had to talk about it. Because you don't see this. You don't see this. Like, for as long as I've been watching, like, it's very rare. Like, I don't think many Canadians even get, like, top 8 that aren't, like, none. It's usually none that gets it, probably. Yeah, just none. And then just adding onto more of that is just so cool. It's so cool, and I just love it. And it I'm just so speechless right now. It is so cool. I'm still thinking about it, but yeah, watching each of those players just like go from so far, like their history of their respective games and characters, is just like, whenever anyone says like you gotta like believe in yourself, you can do it, like this is living proof. It's living proof, and that's why I want to make this video. The point of this, it took such a long time to get this, but I just want to talk about it because I just love what happened today. Was that you just gotta believe in yourself. You gotta put yourself through those trials. You gotta put yourself through hell. You gotta put yourself through so much shit, so much unneeded, unwarranted stress, so much pain. You gotta put yourself through the doubt of it all, because without that, you can't really find a reason to keep going. And these guys did. They found their reason to keep going because they love this game. They love what they're doing. They love the sensation of playing. They just love everything about what they do, and that's really, really cool. And people should be like people should really, like, that's what I want to talk about, is because there are people that doubt themselves, that don't think they can do it. And I just want to talk about these incredible players because it's just physical, raw proof. And I just spoke about it. And I've seen these people. And I wouldn't be lying to you if I made a 45, maybe 50-minute video at this point of me kind of repeating myself and losing my train of thought. If you're still watching this, thank you. It was very well made, and it's already 3. I'm just doing this in one shot. But it's just, they really are the true embodiment of hard work paying off. And just going through all this character development for yourself. You go through all these arcs in your life to get to where you are, because at the end of the day, it's what you want to do. It's something you believe you want to do, and you do it anyways, because what else would you be doing? You know, you don't see yourself doing anything else except this, because you love it, and you just see something that no one else does, and you do it. And that's awesome. I can't get over this. I literally can't get over this. But yeah, man, Big House 10, man. And the fact that I could talk about this through a means of something I already love watching, and I already had my ups and downs with this community and the game as a whole. I had my ups and downs with it, but like being able to watch and then see all this happen and being able to talk about, because I love talking about, just proves even more like how important this could be to so many people, and why they do it, and why you should just keep going regardless of what people say or the situations that are thrown at you. You just do it. You do it because it's what you want, and these guys want it, and they have it, and I love talking about it, and that makes me happy. And I hope that just by me talking about it, it makes people interested, and then they like it, and they also get happy about talking about it and watching it or playing it, just because it's so cool. It's so cool. And I remember this one saying that Mango said. Yes, I'm going to Mango territory now. But he talks about how more people should be watching this game because it's so sick. Talk about Melee, but I guess you could say the same about either or game. And there really is so much to share about this game. There's such a history with it, and there's so much that goes on that that you can't not talk about it to people. You can't not share it to people. And it's kind of true that there are not a lot of people that like watch it or talk about it compared to the other esports. And sure, it's important that people like their own thing as well. And if they could talk about it, that's great. But coming from us, that we could talk about it and show more people, and then we get more people involved, because this is a game where you gotta be with people essentially. If we get more people to talk and watch or play, it just grows, and we get more people, we get new talent, we get more stories to tell like this. We get to see more things like this happen possibly in the future, because this is how we kickstart people. This is how we get people to realize that they want to do something. And by doing something, I mean by playing this game, that they'll find to be really cool or awesome, and they'll have their own little ups and downs. And that's okay, because at least it's something, you know? At least they'll put their time into something and they'll find something they love. And eventually they can't always put their all into it, but they can at least say from the time they did that they had a fun time or a good time doing it, and they learned a lot, and they took something along with it. And there's no doubt in my mind that if you even go to any tournament or have any interactions with this community, with the Smash community, you're gonna learn a thing or two about yourself. You're gonna find something about yourself like, wow, maybe I like this. Or maybe I like that, you know? Yeah. I love talking about this. I just love talking about this. I could probably go on for a long time talking about this. And I wouldn't even care. I don't even care if people don't care what I'm talking about. I just want to talk about it because I love it. And these people love it. Hence why they get the results. Hence why people talk about them. And why people want to do the things that they do, because it's just so cool and there's so much to show and to share about what you love. But yeah, I definitely sound like a broken record already. But I just wanted to. It's so cool. It's so cool. But yeah, I really hope, like, if people watch this and they happen to watch it all, that maybe I intrigue you to check out the Big House 10 or other Smash tournaments to see what I see. To, you know, because there's so much that goes into this, these tournaments and the players and what they do. Like, I think at the end of the day, they also want to show the world that this game's sick and they play this because they love it and they want to share that with others and hopefully get them in. They want more people to get in because they just love playing. So I hope this video kind of helps in a way from me just talking about for 50 minutes. An unorganized video of me talking about for 50 minutes. Let's see, I wouldn't even be doing this if I didn't like or care about this, but here I am repeating certain things for like an hour. And it's already 3. Ah. But yeah, I don't know what else to say. I really don't know what else to say. But please check out some of the future tournaments. If you happen to be intrigued on what I'm even talking about, you can watch either Melee or you can even watch Ultimate. I don't care. If you find something that intrigues you about the games or the scene, go ahead and watch it, man. There's just so much that goes into these things. So much history that you'll probably find something like, wow, this is incredible. You'll find an aspect that you find incredible. And that's good. That's really, really good. But yeah, I'm gonna cut it short now. Watch, play, talk about it. Find something that interests you about it. And obviously, keep believing in yourself. Put in that work. Overcome whatever it is you gotta overcome. It's all very important things you just gotta do. And just keep finding reasons to do what you love. Keep finding reasons to love what you love. Yeah, I think that's a good thing. I think that's a good way to just end it there. Keep finding things to do. Keep finding ways to love what you love. I think that's it. I don't want to keep going anymore. But yeah. Sorry if it's long and rambly. I hope you watch it. You could keep this on in the background. I don't care. I just want to talk about it. Raw thoughts. Go right into it. Talk about what I think about these incredible players today. And yeah. what I think about their journeys, essentially, from what I see. But yeah. When I say I can't believe what just happened today, I really can't believe what just happened today. Like, I'm that genuinely shocked in a good way. But yeah, thank you all for watching. If you stayed this long, or even, I don't know, I don't even know why you watch this. It's just me rambling on for an hour. But yeah, if you happen to watch it all, or you happen to take away something from this, or just find what I say to be interesting, or find something what I say to intrigue you, good. Good, I hope that's the case. But yeah, I'm gonna end it now. I'm gonna for real end it now. But thank you for watching. I don't know if I'll do this kind of thing again. I probably am. Let's be real. I'm gonna do this again. I've already done this already. I've done these kind of things before. But yeah, thank you. Hope you take something away from this, if any at all. Yeah, thank you. Bye bye.